Good morning, everybody. As you can see, it is an absolutely beautiful fall morning here in the Okanagan Valley. Woke up this morning, felt like going out and having a nice long walk, so I came down to, well, my favorite park bench.
Yeah.
Because as we walk up to the trail here, you can see where I've walked. Nice little area, goes all the way down through the trees and then around the lake. And I walk down all the way to, let's zoom in. So that's the boat launch area right over there. And then there's a little gazebo and an abandoned mine from many centuries ago, no, decades ago, kind of over there somewhere. And that's where I walk to. And then I walk back. When I started the walk, when I started my walk, it was dark. It's now almost 7:30 in the morning, and it's still not very light out. So you can tell fall is in the air. This view right here, this is the best for me. This is the most peaceful place I could possibly imagine being right now. Which is what makes this my favorite park bench. So, here in Canada, as some of you may know, vlogging and walking around talking to yourself with a camera is not a very common thing to see. So when I went out and did some test driving over the last couple days, I got a lot of, well, negative feedback about filming my experiences. So just to make things simple, I didn't. Mostly because I wasn't dealing with the people I usually deal with. Like if I went down to August Motor Cars, they have no problem letting me film anything in their building and driving. Some of the other companies, they don't even want you taking pictures on their lot unless you've bought the car. I kind of get it, I kind of don't. It'd be nice if everybody was kind of just very open about it. So, imagine we're driving, not through the lake, but we're driving. And we're behind the wheel of a 2019 Defender. So that's a Land Rover product. And we're cruising around in Kelowna, just enjoying the experience. Well, I didn't like the Defender. It felt very boxy and loud. Those were the two things that I took away from the experience. Was I felt like I was driving a cardboard box that was full of noise. Left no other impressions on me other than it was basically an appliance, which wasn't really expecting. I thought I would enjoy the Defender. It was also a little out of my price range, but you know, you can make things work. The next vehicle I went and drove, it was at the same lot. It's a used car place here in Kelowna. And they had a Audi S, no, was it an S? I don't know, it's a Q5. So the the kind of the middle-sized SUV. I can't remember if it was an S or not. Really fast, really noisy, like somebody had put exhaust on it. Why, I don't know, but and it had clearly not been very well taken care of. So as a used car, that one I will pass on. I very much enjoyed the driving experience though, so I'm going to look into that a little more. So that's the Audi Q5 or Q7. They're both basically the same thing, one just is a little bigger. Pricing, again, they're at the high end of what I'm looking to spend for a couple-year-old vehicle. But I then took out a Kia Sportage. Now, Kia is a brand that most people think of as cheap economy car. And that's kind of the idea that I've had in my head for a lot of years. Although I can say, when they announced the Stinger a few years back, that I kind of started shifting what I thought of Kia. So when I jumped into the seat of the Sportage, I did so with a very open mind. And I was quite shocked. As far as features, better than any of the other vehicles I'd looked at as far as amount for like the value you get for what you pay. The power from the engine, that's my complaint, right? It's a little underpowered for the size of vehicle, in my opinion. Got some noisy birds. Right? So that's my big takeaway was here in the mountainous areas, the Sportage could use a little more power. But I would say it was a better driving vehicle than the Defender was, and certainly more comfortable than, well, the Bronco I drove. It wasn't the full-size Bronco, it was a, what do they call it, the Sport. That was an awful experience. I don't know if that was because I just think of them as little toy cars, but everything in the vehicle felt cheap, didn't really do what I thought a car should be doing, and everything just kind of felt disconnected. So that's what I think of when I think economy vehicle for a purpose. So gonna pass on the sports, the Bronco Sport, and then today I wanted to get out and do oh man, I kind of forgot that this afternoon I was going to go check out a couple more vehicles at it's a Go Auto dealer. They're relatively new here in town, but they have a Ford Ranger and a Toyota Tacoma. Both are a couple years old and in good condition, according to what I'm reading on the internet. So I'm thinking I want to kind of check out those and see if it might be a kind of a more, we'll use the word responsible decision to get something like a small pickup. Just because then it fits all of my needs. And quite honestly, my Ford Ranger that I named the Lone Ranger, that's the only vehicle I have ever named in my life, by the way. I loved it. It was a hodgepodge of pieces from the 1980s and 1990s into an old square truck that, well, it didn't matter if you scraped it up, but I loved it. So I kind of want to explore that possibility. But that's kind of the plan for today. That's all set up for this afternoon. This morning, after my walk here, I plan to have a chat with you guys, which is what we're doing. And then I'm heading up to check out, well, I guess the correct terminology should be check out or going down. So I'm headed south to check out an apartment. It's a little closer to where I'm working now, and it's run by the same management company that I'm already with. So it'd be a very easy process to move. If it's what I need for a house, well, apartment. So that's the plan for the rest of this morning. Thank you very much for coming along on this little chat about cars. We're going to put in some pretty driving footage. Some pretty driving video here, and hopefully I can get out and have some more fun this afternoon in some test drives, and maybe these guys will be a little more open to letting me film the whole process. Please consider subscribing, leave a like on the video. Please leave feedback on what you would buy as a daily driver that can do a little bit of everything, but is comfortable, reliable, and relatively good on fuel. Pretty tight list of requirements, but I'm sure we'll come up with something when we put our heads together. So have a fantastic day, and we will catch you on the next adventure.